Today we're going back to basics. Welcome to today's burst. Let's discover 6 fundamental movement patterns that are essential for life. Mastering these patterns can make walking upstairs and carrying groceries easier and more efficient. These patterns are critical for functional strength and injury prevention. The patterns are hinge, squat, lunge, pull, push, and rotation. Let's review and practice each one. We have Valerie Curatola joining us today. So thank you, Valerie, for being willing to volunteer. So let's delve into each one so that you know you're doing these things correctly. Let's start with the hip hinge. So we're going to do an exercise called the good morning. Valerie, place your hands behind your head and send your hips back as you soften your knees, keeping your spine straight, and you go over and up. And just continue that. So I want you doing this at home for 10 times. So when might you use this technique in life? When you're picking something up, you want to keep your back open. That's it. Notice she's keeping her knees over her toes as she goes over. So she knows this well enough already. I don't have to cue that. Do you have any idea what number you're on?
10.
Excellent. Let's go into a squat pattern now. And for the squat pattern, you're going to be using your hips and legs to get your body closer to the ground. I'm going to have you at home, if you have a light weight, grab that. Valerie's going to hold it in front of her and use that as a counterbalance. As she bends at the hips and knees, the arms go forward, chest stays proud, and then she stands up. And good. So even here too, there's a sensation of screwing the legs as if the balls of the feet are separating the floor and the heels are drawing together. One of the common errors I see with this movement pattern is the ankles, the arches of the feet collapsing. And when that happens, the knees cave in. And then that can lead to knee problems and hip problems. This looks really good, Valerie. And just pick a breath pattern that feels good for you. Maybe it's exhale down, inhale up. Maybe it's the opposite, and that's okay. And you can stop when you get to 10. Magically, we're at 10. All right. The next movement pattern is the lunge, also known as a split squat. So anytime you are getting up off the floor, for instance, and you take 1 foot forward to get up, you're doing a lunge. Anytime you're climbing upstairs, that's a split squat. Much of life is spent in a split squat. And so we want to work on balance, alignment, and the integrity and precision of where our limbs and torso are in space. So taking one leg behind you, one in front, I want you to make sure that your legs are left to right, at least pelvis width apart, and that will help with balance. Begin to descend vertically down. She's doing a good job. Good. You're welcome. This is good. Feel the glute on this side contract as you stand. Tell me when you get to 8, and then we're going to switch legs. All right, switch legs at home. Start with the back heel up. Feel the pubic bone lifted, tailbone dropped, both knees straight, and then descend vertically down. And you can place your hands wherever you want. They can even be out to the side, like a T to help with counterbalance. Do what feels good for you. That looks really good. Her head is on her spine. She's looking straight ahead. That's good, Val. Excellent. Wonderful. Okay, the next movement pattern is the pull pattern. So anytime you're pulling something in towards you, that's a pull pattern. You want to use your legs, your core, and your shoulder girdle, your upper core, I call that. So let's have you stand on a resistance band. And notice how she has her spine really straight. She didn't know I was looking at that. And let's go into the hip hinge to get into the position for this exercise. Excellent. Now we're going to just pull by drawing the shoulder blades together, just really slowly, and then unfold. Good. And pull in, the scapula are together, shoulders are down, and release. Exhale on the pull, inhale on the lower, and see how that feels. This looks really good. I'm going to do 10. So I can feel her rhomboids back here firing well. The inner borders of the shoulder blades are coming together each time she bends. So just rest for a moment. And I want you to just envision yourself leaning over to pick up 2 grocery bags. So go ahead and lean over. Mm-hmm. And the knees are bent, tail is happy, chest is proud, and you are going to pull those grocery bags in and then use your hips to drive the hips forward and come up. And that's how you would translate that functionally into something that you're actually lifting and picking up. Push patterns can be done horizontally, vertically, and this piano here, I push every morning before I teach class in this room. How do I do it? I don't go like this. I turn my back, I squat, and I push. So you never want to compromise your back. So come down onto your knees, send your hips forward, and ensure that your hands are directly below your shoulders. So back them up a little. That's great. Okay, from here, you can keep your feet down or you can bend your knees like that. Valerie will choose whatever she feels like doing. And bend and straighten the elbows. There you go. Now, a common error I see with this, keep going, is the head preceding in eagerness to come toward the floor. So bring the chin back, close the cervical drawer, and bend your elbows. Oh, that's good. And for this, my friends, just do however many you feel you can do. All right, so don't feel you have to keep going and rest. Excellent. The push pattern, again, it's really important to master that and think about when you use that. You might be pushing a heavy door. You might be using the push pattern, your triceps, your shoulders, your core, when you're putting luggage up in the overhead compartment in a plane. Using integrity in precision, alignment, and breath will help you. Final movement pattern is rotation. So we have at home, just wrap a band around something solid, like maybe a leg of a table, and you're going to hold onto them with the far hand first, palm facing each other,
Okay.
and then the other hand will cup over that hand. And then you move away from the point to a point where you feel that it is pulling you that way. So this is isometric anti-rotation. And you're going to bring your hands into the center of your chest and then press it out, keeping your heart open. Good. That's it. Can you feel the forces?
Oh, yeah.
So she can
All the
definitely
way to
feel
my
the
waist,
forces
too.
all the way down to her waist. She's feeling it.
That's for my glutes to hold myself straight.
Let's do two more, and then I'm going to have her turn around so that she's even and so you're even at home. Okay? Set yourself up and back up. So, yeah, there you go. Shoulders are set down and wide and in and lengthen. In and lengthen. Good. That's it. And I can feel her obliques firing. She says, yep, for sure. And glutes, yep. She says it looks a lot easier than it is, and I'm sure you can concur. And rest. Come on up with your split squat. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining today, and I hope you found breaking down these basic fundamental movement patterns helpful and that you apply them in your daily life. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next burst. Thank you, Valerie.